Welcome back to Tartan Truths and our series called Following the Star for this Christmas season. In case you missed it or just want to catch up, be sure to check out the first episode linked in the description below. We left off with the Magi following the Star of Bethlehem all the way to Jerusalem. They started asking around town, where's the King of the Jews who's been born? Where is the Messiah? A very important note here is that the Messiah was the long-awaited king the Jews had been waiting hundreds of years for. Much of the Old Testament prophesied his coming. Now at last, he's been born. You would think the religious people who had waited so long would be joyful, right? No, instead, they were disturbed. It's heartbreaking, really. Jesus came to bring deliverance from sin and salvation to the whole world. But instead of being happy about this, people were scared. This is a sad reality we still see today, especially among supposed Christians. This is because many who claim to follow Christ really do not. They live in sin, ignore his commandments, don't follow his teachings. Do you do the same? If you suddenly got a text that Jesus was on his way to your place, how would you feel? Would you go, yippee, Jesus is coming by. I can't wait to see him and talk to him and have some dinner with him. Or would you go, oh no, this isn't good. He's going to show up and see this and this in my life. He's going to be disappointed in how I live. What matters is that you actually follow God, not that you claim to follow him. Now all of Jerusalem was disturbed, but one person more than most, a king named Herod. Herod was the king of the Jews, so when he heard another king of the Jews had been born, the true king, the King of Kings, he felt threatened. His power, his position, his status. People like Herod think Jesus wants to take things away from them, and this holds them back from becoming a follower of Christ. But this idea comes from a false understanding of what Jesus offers. We think he wants to take away our freedom, but he really wants to set us free from sin. We think he wants to take away our happiness, but he really wants to give us inner joy and peace. We think he wants to take away our dreams, but he wants to give us purpose. What we count as loss, Jesus counts as love. But Herod was king, and he wasn't about to take these random dudes who just wandered into town at their word. So he gathered the top Bible experts and asked where the Messiah was supposed to be born, as said in, the Bible. See, even the wicked Herod consulted the Bible in his time of stress. They told Herod that the prophet Micah had predicted the Messiah would be born in Bethlehem. These religious authorities in Herod's palace would have been considered the highest Bible experts of the day. They could probably recite what we now call the Old Testament, forwards and backwards, upside down, and in multiple languages to boot. Yet they did not recognize God in front of them. The Magi traveled like 700 miles to find Jesus. But these experts could not travel the 7 miles from Jerusalem to Bethlehem to find Jesus. Knowing the Bible does not mean you know God. Too many false teachers exist, twisting the word of God to mislead the people. And that is exactly what Herod did next. He got this information, then lied to the Magi. He tried to trick them using the Bible. He was like, fellas, thanks for bringing this news to my attention. My Bible experts say this king of the Jews you're looking for will be born in Bethlehem. So go find him, so that I can worship him too. But Herod was lying. He had evil intentions in his heart. But we'll get to that soon enough. Stay tuned for the next episode, where we will ride alongside the Magi as they continue to follow the star. Until then, God bless you, everyone. Welcome back to Tartan Truths and our Christmas... Nope. They started asking around, the true king... Excuse me.